All right. Well, hey, folks, Mr. Justin here with Secret Weapon Miniatures. Out of uniform, hanging with my family, having a good time. I need to work on a model tonight for a variety of reasons. And excuse me for laughing. But at the moment, we are actually joined by Jess Rich off to my right.
Hello.
Hello. As she gets the word out on socials for us. But comically, which way? I go this way. That's my wife, Monica. And if I go far enough this way, nope, she's under the chair. Doesn't work. Our dog, Ophia, is here.
Say hi.
Can we get talk?
Ophia. What?
Talk.
What?
Not pant. Talk. No, and the dog's off to get a rope. All right, but anyway. This year, I made a commitment. Oh, hey, Olivier, welcome back. Good to see you. And, of course, Chris, always good to see you, too. Alyssa, yay! People are tuning in. Hey, Charles, you're on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. I will be responding to comments from Multi-Stream. We get a lot more comments from Facebook than we do on YouTube. At least at the moment. So yeah, if you'd like to see where the other text messages are coming from, you might want to hop over there. Otherwise, I'll do my best to keep you caught up because, of course, I do my best to say hello to everyone, read their comments, particularly when they're relevant to what I'm working on. Andy Young, hey, thank you very much. Finley Craig, thank you. Good to see you. Hi. And Miniature Mayhem, fantastic. Yeah, all right. So we're getting comments, YouTube and Facebook. I love it. Those of you who tuned in for the Kickstarter campaign will remember that a couple of times I tried at least to start in on a Leman Russ that I need to do for the NOVA Open Charitable Foundation. Fortunately, it turns out you guys had questions about the bases that were a lot more relevant to the situation, and I'm glad for that. But today, for a variety of reasons, including the fact that I need some artistic release. I have not built a model from start to finish in a long time. I have not painted in a long time, at least in a very limited sense, with the exception of a sketch I did for my wife recently. I haven't really done art in the last 18 months, 2 years. Checking on Jess, because she's still here.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Since you've actually just created.
Yeah, so, and yeah, of course, you're welcome to come in.
I'm trying to...
Oh, you're still trying to get your computer to work on the socials?
I want to post the update to the Kickstarter, just in case people want to chat. It's already on the Book of Face.
Thank you very much. All right, so I'm going back to the split cam here. Ooh, it's not working. Oh, it is. Wait. Oh, right. Obviously, the camera's not adjusting because it's attached to the stupid thing. Oh, Justin, how does physics work?
Oh, that was amazing. That was amazing.
Right? I'm going to keep trying this and see what happens differently. Darian, awesome. Hero Forge, I love this system. I've used it for 2 pieces now just to check it out. I get most of my figures from Reaper Mini because their catalog is so deep and the price is so great and the quality is so great. But yeah, there have been a couple of specific pieces that I very much needed. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to check this out. Clear something off of my table here. My cutting mat has some old glue and plaster from the last time I let my kid use this. Cut that off. All right. So what I am doing for the NOVA Open Charitable Foundation, I commit to 2 projects. The first was a detailed Leman Russ. They left it up to me, but they said, hey, you're known for your detailing, 40K, we need a 40K piece. Please give us a detailed 40K model that you'd be interested in. And of course, for me, that's the Leman Russ. I love the Leman Russ with all my heart and soul. I still have, actually over here, because I keep pulling out my stack. This is 10, well, now 9, of the old Leman Russ. And I mean the old Leman Russ, which actually came with some individual track links and all that. So you actually had to do the road wheels and link things together. And I might as well show you that because there are probably people out there that haven't seen it. So let me dump out my project box. I always have a project bin. this project has sat here for too long. This is for the caper tossers, and I need to do my caper tosser. But I can't. I need to build. I've got to build. Building is my happy place. So yeah, if you haven't seen it before, the old Leman Russ had track wheels. And do I have my track sheet out? Yep, nope. Let me get a track sheet. Let me get a complete track sheet. So rather than all, excuse me, my son has one of the new ones right here. So I'm grabbing that, being careful with Jess' current bird and putting it on that chair because that feels safer. So my son has one of the current ones, and he's had some trouble getting it into the grooves, but you simply attach the tracks into these grooves now. Whereas before, old tank style, you had the road wheels and everything, and I'll rough these up. I used to do it before I normally do it, I should say, before I attach them. But in this case, because I'm doing it specifically for an Orky thing, and they're largely hidden, I'm just going to leave them for now.
I can't get the internet to work on my computer.
All right. Well, I will take care of this thing. We can post it after the fact.
I'm super sad. No sites can be reached.
Well, that's actually a bummer. I'm not going to say that. We love our backers from the recent HD Kickstarter campaign, of course. So let me... the dog is scratching at the door. They're coming for us, folks. No, all right. Give us 1 second. Sorry for the delay. Let me make sure that I am not showing you my keyboard as I log into things, right? All right, so still making sure. All right, click back. Just sending in a quick note to our Kickstarter backers from the recent HD Bases campaign.
Sorry, I did not take care of that.
Oh, hey, no worries. These days, internet is often complicated.
Yeah, it's just not working on my computer at all.
Menu, post update.
So much stuff.
Oh, you're trying to sit at their desk?
I'm actually going to sit here. I just want my paints off to the side.
Okay.
Do video, URL, add.
I'm
Birding.
Come on,
Next
come on,
one.
come on. Yes,
Okay.
publish. Yes, publish now. I mean it.
Comments.
Woohoo! All right, I'm back. Thank you, everybody. All right, let's see. Let's check in on the comments. Darian, Reaper still does pewter miniatures for the Dark Haven line. But in addition to the Bones models you might be familiar with, softer plastic ones, I have a Bones 4 model here. These soft plastic ones. The new Bones Black. Yeah. Bones Black changes
Question to ask me.
everything. They're amazing. I cannot hype them enough. Yeah. More and more they're switching things over to Bones Black from the original Bones. The new formulation is fantastic. The models are fantastic. And the catalog is so deep that the odds of me not finding something on the Reaper catalog that I want are slim. And again, the two things that I went to Hero Forge for, and again, happy with what I got from Hero Forge. They were great. But they were very specific models. Yeah, I needed like a child in a robe with knives. Not a common thing, but one of my players was a child in a robe with knives. So, you know, I've got to take care of them. Andy Napod. Okay, that didn't go where I was thinking it was going, and I'm glad. Crows, Travel, and a Murder. Hey, Jess and Monica, this is for you. Crows, Travel, and a Murder. Whales in a Pod. Owls in a Congress. What do Leman Russes travel in? That's the tank, of course, you know, Monica.
Yeah.
A devastation of Russes? A conflagration of Russes? Ooh, a thunder of Russes.
I like that.
I would argue that the Emperor's Fist Tank Company of 10 Russes travels in an Emperor's Fist of Russes. I guess they've already named it. But that doesn't count! Today, it is a thunder of Russes. And well, today I am not making a thunder of Russes. I am, in fact, making one, hopefully very cool. Hey, we get a Jess Rich! Alright, I'll scoot over. You want some face? I don't know, I'm checking
I
in.
need to be able to. Hey,
Is that yours and Monica's?
it's mine. It just seems smaller.
That's because he traded with you.
I'm not saying I was drinking her drink, but apparently it was, because it was by the mouse. This apple juice is amazing! Alright, so I've got some Russ parts. This is the old Russ. I've got some Orky parts. Let me sort things out.
I have a burb.
Let me see if I can. Let me also pull up the focus. Because this one has its own focus, not through here, but if we click configure video, we can click that, get rid of that, and then bring this over here and keep it open forever. All right. So this is the watercolor she's working on now.
Yay, there we go.
Now, how are you describing this? A Victorian Duchess bird or
Elizabethan burb.
Elizabethan burb? All right. All right. So, I have a variety of basic Russ bits. I got my road wheels. I've got my... wait, cancel. We're just going to leave that one open.
Well, we need to be able to see our people talking.
Oh, yeah, so just click up there. Oh, yeah, click. There we go. All right, so we've got thunder of Russes it is. So it has been said, so let it be written, so let it be known. Nice. Nice, Andy. Thank you. Hugh! Oh, my God, dude. It's nice to see you on here. You want some face? It sounds a blitz-nasty, just saying. No, that's fair.
And thank you guys for the warm words regarding the painting.
And yes. Oh, Chris, which print did you pick up? No pressure, but you better remember the name because you're on the spot. She's right there, and all these people are watching, and if you get it wrong, judgment. I'm just saying. All right, anyway, I'm obviously kidding. So, that's right. Nope, I was right the first time. We do this because we got the back thing. Yep, all right, so there's my Rust body. I'm going to set that aside because right now I'm actually not interested in the body. I should talk about how you approach this. So, realistically, the old Leman Russ, complete with the road wheels, the individual track links, versus the big plates of tracks. Is his plate over there by chance? I'm sorry to ask you to stop painting, but... Well, I know we've got his finished piece, but is the... the frame? Never mind. I'm going to ask her to screw everything up all at once. We'll come back to the question of track links in just a moment. In the meantime, happy trees. All right. So I have some happy... Oh, yeah, here we go. So the new Russ, again, you've got these hokey widgies all around here, and the tracks come with these hokey widgies on here, and you hook the widgie on the widgie and you do the thing. Not so! When I was a boy, actually, it was way hinkier than this. I had one of the old armor cast plastic battle wagons. Well, not had. I have one in the box in the warehouse. But we got road wheels, and we got tracks that had to rest on them, and you can actually make that little track slip, which, to me, as an old historical modeler, oldish, not competing with my crown here in terms of age, but a classic style historical modeler. I want that track slippage, and I want to be able to control my track slippage. So when Games Workshop announced the new Leman Russ, it turns out that my buddy Matthew Fontaine went ahead and somehow, I forget how, maybe we'll get him to chime in and I'll ping him. But he won an Emperor's Fist Tank Company, the box set with 10 of the old Leman Russ in it. And wrote me, and he's like, dude, I don't know what to do with this. And I can't think of anyone else that would want all 10. Do you want them? And that was it. So that's where this pile of these came from. It is the second Emperor's Fist Tank Company that I picked up. I bought one on my own because, of course, I did. And then Messi was like, hey, you want to pick this one up for me? And yeah, of course. So anyway, so for right now, I'm going through the basic shapes. When I do this, for a basic Leman Russ, if I was simply up detailing a Leman Russ, I can actually do the basic build on this old kit in about 30 minutes. I suspect that by the time I got to the third of the new kit, 15-20 minutes, because it's so nice and simple. And Games Workshop, I say this not as braggadocio, but Games Workshop has done an incredible job of designing these kits. I'm always impressed with the way their kits go together. I'm missing comments.
Chris has the King of Nothing.
Oh, a lovely jeweled raven. Yes, the King of Nothing. Yes, good choice. Well, I'm certainly not going to read that online. And it's a bit small for everything that's supposed to fit inside of the tank.
Rude.
But that's true of all of the Games Workshop vehicles. So while I might agree that the scale can sometimes be a bit comic, like trying to fit, how many Space Marines can we fit in a Rhino these days? Is it still 10?
It's still 10.
It's still 10 with banners and all of that.
Yep.
Yeah, so obviously you can't fit 10 Space Marines in a Rhino, but it's still a game. The same reason that I love my Vostroyan banner, standard bearer, who's topless, and people are like, he's in the snow and that banner is so giant. Like, it's a game. It's iconic. We're using art to make expression on a table for ideas in our heads and to suspend some disbelief. If we can do it for so many horrible movies, we can certainly do it for a good game with great models. God, especially recently, oh my gosh, I'm fanboying on Games Workshop. I imagine I'm going to get some messages about this. But no, I mean it, especially over the last few years, the change in models, direction for models, how they're presenting everything has been tremendous. And as a modeler, I appreciate it. I love these models. For me, 40K models and Star Wars models, they're my passion. Obviously, well after whatever fell down over there. Well after super detailed crummy vehicles these days. But that was a passion I ran into recently, so. All right, but back to the Russ. You guys have me waxing all nostalgic and fanboy-y, and that's okay too. We can build what we build. So I grabbed an initial set of pieces.
I will eventually shut down for good, I promise.
I had done, I'm not going to be able to remember the name at the moment, the ORK flyer for the NOVA Open Charitable Foundation in a previous year. And I held on to the bits from that because I knew that I would use them again Or because there's a games workshop down the street from me. That's Games Workshop, Lake Crest Village. Joe is amazing. Come down to the shop. It's a wonderful community. Joe is an incredible manager. Games Workshop, Lake Crest Village, Sacramento. Shout out. All right. But anyway, I held on to all the bits because I knew I was going to do a thing or something. And I had posited some ideas for my normal detailing on one of the other shows, like exposing the engine back here by measuring this on paper. And I'll talk about that, but I'm going to do something different time. Oh, this little grot guy's arms. Oh, you're that grot guy's arms. I need you. I know I need you, and I have an idea of how I'm going to use that. All right, so taking these, binning them. They don't matter. These are decorative pieces. This is a potentially decorative piece. So when I'm doing a regular Russ, I will build chunks of it like I would have built these. And then you get in here and detail, maybe add rivets, replace hinges. And I do that with hobby knives and whatever. Because like this, if I put the door on here like this, what are these for? Well, I'd normally take a chisel and pop them out. There's no reason for me to keep them.
Hey, Nikos.
I have...
Yeah, I suppose you could use the vellum plants as a mask. The problem is there's no adhesive on them. Though I'd imagine wetting the plants and then using them as a form on your figure and then painting over it, it would work that way.
Processing.
I've used them as an airbrush mask.
These don't move. Well, the nozzle is calibrated. So what about, like, if they take them on the sheet, hit them with some tack adhesive, peel them off and put them on, not backward, but...
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to bend them into shape and have them on the model and then gently peel them off. It's really just gonna... Yeah. So yes, the answer is yes, Nikos. You could do that.
Yeah. We're not sure how you'd adhese them.
Yeah, either some light coating of spray tack. Okay, and you're looking to airbrush it. Cool. So yeah, I'm thinking a light coating of spray tack. When you go to pull them off, if you have difficulty removing them, only on the vellum plant itself. Maybe do a light mix of some ISO and some water to loosen up the adhesive so you don't peel away any paint that's underneath.
What about taking spray tack? I've never done this, so this is all speculation here. So please don't quote me if it goes horribly wrong and we get zombies. Or something. Yeah,
I'm just trying to.
But what if we take spray tack, put it in a cup? I don't know if you have cups like this. This is very much what I use all the time when I'm painting, airbrushing, mixing paints. Mixing, some solvents, not all solvents, because some of my solvents would melt right through this. But I don't know about the spray adhesive and some ISO. We could spray the spray adhesive into a cup, add some ISO, make it a little thinner, and brush it.
Yeah, make it thinner. Yeah, that would work.
We should try.
We could also just use.
Well, we could also try that, live right now. Not right now.
Do you have spray adhesive right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, but you have your Russ.
Yes. So I'm going to talk about the Leman Russ for a minute because that's ostensibly why we're here. But in a minute,
absolutely
I'm going to take a
plausible
break
deniability.
I know where it is, and we're going to take a look because now I'm really curious. I think that's a great question. So my notepad is missing. Hey Mo, have you seen any of my little 2x3 notepads? You know the ones I'm talking about? My little all white beige ones, well, they're probably back there. So I'm gonna, I'll take a sheet of paper, please. Wow. My wife, ladies and gentlemen. She's amazing. Thank you, darling. All right. So this is a thing that I am not doing for this particular build.
Do you have any feels for Fire Mountain Wings?
Just a second.
I'll do it here. So, particularly since I have formed paper, and I put my microns over here today, so I use them a lot more. I'm going to trace this shape, and I'm going to make a point of having ugly registration lines, so that I can actually see where I'm cutting. You can see these points here, so I can actually get that shape. So something I talked about in a previous broadcast was the idea that if I was going to take this grate, and let me pull up the
Fire wings?
zoomies. Woo! There we go. So zoomies. So I would like to replace the grating here with some of our brass edge. To do that, what I would typically do is actually cut everything to this point. So I'd keep the hinge. And that's why I would copy the shape of all of this. Because then I can either carefully trace the shape there by using calipers or whatnot, or I can just take some plastic. I'm just going to grab a random piece of plastic. Okay, not that random. I'm just going to grab the smallest piece I can grab. Hey, I haven't opened this bin before. How unique. But I could grab a piece like this and decide that's my new width for this end. So I can start building this here. And what I would do is restore the focus. What I would do is build my frame, put in the brass etch underneath it, build another frame, and sandwich it so that it would match roughly or approximately or hopefully exactly the thickness of the grill. That was my original plan for this piece because it's something I really enjoy doing, is making an open little cover there and putting some pipes and gizmos and whatnot. Games Workshop has some great engine bits that come with the Land Raider. Yeah, I've got some of my own bits that I do, and yeah. Oh, let's check in. Speculate. Sounds good. Using lacquer paint from Mr. Hobby and Gaia Notes. I'm not going to talk anything. I'm not going to say anything about anybody's paints tonight. And yes, you. Thank you. All right. So back to the kit. I'm not going to do that this time, and that's right. The reason I'm not going to do that this time is that since I've gone Orky, I'm going to take this engine compartment here, and yeah, we're going to go bonkers. Let me so many bits over here. We're going to go bonkers with all of my plastic tube and rod. All right. We're going to make an engine like nobody's ever seen before, which is, true of most Orky engines.
Am I spelling it right?
But for the moment, I'll backtrack again. Since I've gotten so excited, I'm having so much fun. But in this case, what I'm looking at are the chief elements. So since I'm not going to crazy uber mega ukulele detail this Leman Russ as a Leman Russ, and I have Orky bits from the plane, and I have so many wonderful bits from other Leman Russ kits. Oop. More bits from that plane. Well, that's an engine bit right there. That right there. Put that in the engine pile. But one of the things, of course, that for me makes it an Orky vehicle is the idea that, well, not orcs, but grots. Are in control. So in this case, while I have core elements, all right. So these are the, get them all on screen here. These are the core elements for Leman Russ. Well, Nikos, I'll say any acrylic paint. Nikos has said he reserves comments, as I do about other people's paints, at least tonight. Other folks will know that I'm perfectly happy to talk about paint most of the time. Trying to be a better person. But when Nikos hears GW mini painters talk about using GW paints on Gunpla, acrylic paint is acrylic paint. Secret Weapon makes a line of acrylic paints, for Gunpla. There's too many L's floating around here now. And yeah, I absolutely use our acrylic paint. Doing it again. Our acrylic paints on Gunpla. Acrylic paint is acrylic paint. Durability, flow, preference, those are very personal things. Excuse me, for my part, these days I only use Secret Weapon paints and Reaper Miniatures paints. And that's going to be true whether I'm painting Gunpla or I'm painting historical models for an historical IPMS Nationals entry. Those are the paints I'm going to use because I trust the quality, I trust the safety, I know the manufacturers very well. And I know that my son can use them without being afraid of what he's doing with them. So, yeah. Oh, and Alex, play nice. Talking about paint isn't trolling anybody. It's all good. See, Nikos is already planning to use the Secret Weapon to make paints. So thank you. Appreciate it. And I hope that I've got it right, that that's a hard A, Nikos. But otherwise, I'll get back to the tank here. So, talking about the grot tank here. These are, in my opinion, the three main focus of the Leman Russ. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. Kaboom, kaboom. All right, because we've got the body, we've got the turret, and we've got the two sides. These are the places we can really draw attention. In the case of this particular grotish, orcish tank, my feeling is that I'm going to draw attention to each of these locations because it's a charity piece and I want the photos to work well from all sides, but in very different ways. So on one of these sides, I'm going to add a turret. So let me find one of the... Oh, that's right. This is when they were multi-part turrets. All right, well, I'll build that later because that's a pain in the tuchus. Oh, yeah, we're taking this stuff. Now Alex. But all right. So between the two, I'm going to do one side with a garrote sticking out, maybe two. These are the ones that came with the plane. And I have, where'd I put the box? I have this great one. Because I knew that any orc army I was going to do was going to be grotterific. But it turns out that when you work in the industry full time, you have very little time for gaming. So we can check these guys out too. And I loved it. Oh, nice. Oh.
I'm having trouble finding my
Well shot. Sorry, as a manufacturer, I had my little geek moment there. Oh, and these guys with their guns and their... Oh my god, I love them. All right. So we have grots coming out of our wazoo here. That's ORK for cardboard box. It's legit. Yeah, I remember face eating squigs. So that's definitely true. Sorry, folks, for the silence. Reading about using lacquer paints as a whole other safety setup. Yeah, I agree. I still have some lacquers, the only lacquers. Actually, having already said that I would use my paints or Reaver paints for historical models. That's true of everything except my Sherman tanks, because I'm well known for painting and super detailing Sherman tanks. I do have the Tamiya lacquers for that. But it's literally the only time I use it. I get as good or better performance from hobby acrylics these days. The Reaper line, the Secret Weapon line, which again, the folks at Reaper taught me a lot about paint. Obviously, Anne was amazing. The mech line is the first that's on my own. Similar but different to the other stuff we've done before, but it's still it's acrylic paint. But the big thing for me is that I know how it's going to perform. I know that it's going to be durable, and I know that my son could drink it, and I don't have to worry about it. Jess and I have some projects where we're taking these, PVC, rubbery, I don't know what the material is, but cartoon sidekick figurines that we picked up wholesale, and we're going to repaint them as other characters. And we did paint tests across all of those, and the most durable paint of all of the tests was the Secret Weapon mech paint. Paint is paint. Lacquers these days I do my best to avoid. Anything that I could not, anything I would be worried about my dog getting a hold of, or my kid, it's pretty much out of the house. And that includes a lot of my enamels that I love so much. I still have some enamels, but I keep them well locked up. And I'm off topic again, but I hope you guys are okay with that. Let's try to get back to this. So this feller right here, this little grot. Look at this one. Look at that. How bloody perfect could that be?
See if you can find anything that looks interesting. It doesn't even have to be buka.
1 second, folks. We'll be right back.
We can do that.
All right, folks. Sorry about that. Some talk in the background about taking care of dinner. Yeah, it's normally me and Jess that take care of dinner, but of course, suddenly we're here doing broadcasts and painting. She's still here. At the risk of jumping off topic, is the Kickstarter website down? Oh my God, Steve Wexler on the YouTube channel. If you mean the pledge manager, it was open when I checked just recently, but we can take a look again in a minute. For the moment, I'm going to talk about how perfect this grot is right here. I mean, Ermigerd with the Furcus. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my god, we can't even. Oh my god. All right, so we're going to find one of the doors that I'm going to correct later. That door is going to go in here. Like that.
I really love that positioning. Yeah.
I know. Isn't he great? And I suspect that if I look through the frames closely enough, I'll find something that he can hold on to. So, on one side, I'm really thinking garage. On the other, I guess I have to build. I have to build the thing. Justin, why aren't you using clippers? Because I'm a monster. I use a hobby knife. I cut things out with a hobby knife, and I don't care if I screw up. I'm gonna cut them. Look at me cut. I'm cutting with a hobby knife. Look at that hobby knife. See me cutting a hobby knife on a frame? All right, I might be overselling this, but you get the idea. I've known a lot of people who are actually very upset when they watch me start cutting pieces off of a frame with a hobby knife. I am not the person that cares. When I'm doing something very detailed, something very careful, sure, I'll take time and worry and all of the things. But most of the time when I'm making an army, something for myself, I just cruise through it. In this case, because it's an ORK vehicle, even if I broke a bit, I'd just remake it, and I'd make it janky, and it'd be awesome. And I'm out of focus again, because of course I am. There we go. Oh. Drinking paint. Good drinking paint is apparently good for you. That's him. Ooh, at the risk of drinking it, because the Kickstarter website down. We talked about that.
What you wanted.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
All right, so I've got this side. Do I have the right bits? I do not. They're the wrong bits.
It's the wrong bits, Grummit.
It's the wrong bits, Grummit. I don't love it. All right, we're on that side. We're here. Wait, nope, that goes on the bottom. You go from the top. That's right. Phew, I'm just gonna bump the camera with my hat there. Sorry about that. All right, that's right. So you two, it's been a while. You two. Just something to get some MEK from. Yeah. That'll do. Thank you.
And don't do what I just did.
No, what'd you just do?
I put my brush in my mouth, but I'm using real paint.
Oh my god, you put poison paint in your
I'm
mouth.
using grown-up paint.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
You were fired before you did that. That's okay, folks. She doesn't actually work for me. I can't fire her. Alright, so now I have that basic shape. And it should go here, but I don't know, orcs. Who knows about orcs? Maybe put it in the middle, maybe I put it back here. Either way, I'm going to start looking at this one. Let it dry. I'm using MEK, methyl ethyl ketone. It's the plastic cement, the stuff that actually bonds plastic to plastic.
And it smells great.
Mm-hmm. It is toxic. Should be wearing masks.
So why don't I open the door?
Open a window and let the love in.
Still want to let the dog in.
Oh, Chris, don't make fun of California and everything causing cancer here. The fact that we have the Prop 65 warnings is occasionally goofy, but on the whole good. And also, particularly in this time of pandemic, we'll remind you that California is setting the example. We're great in California. California is amazing. I have lived in other states. I have lived in other countries. Here's a toast to California.
California.
And what my California taxes get me and my neighbors. Oh,
Do the kid's order. It's been a box.
there should be a
Says
kids bento box down at the bottom. Clearly we're out ordering some Japanese food tonight. But alright. So at this point, I've decided I'm going to have an Orky cannon on here somewhere. Probably further back because it needs to be a ridiculously big cannon, like putting a demolisher cannon on the side here. But obviously we'll orcify that. So we've got one side with an orcification cannon on it. We've got one side with at least one grot. What else do we have? I'm going to cover this thing in grots because the wonderful news is I hate painting grots. Or orcs. Or infantry. Or figures in general. But I'm going to do it anyway. What?
Probably will.
Yes, there's a chance that I will hit Jess Rich up to support this project. Just do the grots. Because what she could do to these in, gosh, 30 minutes is better than what I could do in a day. So I'll airbrush them. You'll make them awesome.
Yep.
But we have at least an idea here. We have at least one idea here. I'm looking quickly at some of the other grots. There's nobody really... There's top grots.
Bottom grots.
Top grot.
Middle grots. Sideways
Switch
grot.
grots. This guy, oh my gosh, with the drill, this guy has got to be involved, like right here or something. What do you think about this one, Jess? Because we've got that spot right here, which is normally a cargo section. We can even put the cargo lid. Here it is. Right here. This is one of those great features. It came with these little cargo-y pieces. We could put that right there. Oh my gosh, this guy right here. What do you think?
Yes, definitely.
All right, so we got this little guy here. So now we're working on the top. Nope. But the big one for me, and this is fantastic, and we're going with this. We'll figure something else out for the other side, something for the fuel. And it does come with an extra one of these. But let us never forget that the voice of a Leman Russ, the face of a Leman Russ, if we talk about the importance of painting the face of a figure, an individual infantry model when you're working on armies or displays or big pieces or whatnot, drawing that focus up to the face, the importance of highlighting the face and how the face is expressed. Let us never forget that the face, the voice of a tank, is its cannon, its turret. Unless, of course, in classic GW style, you have the commissar sitting out of the top saying, "Drive me closer so I can hit him with my sword." Oh my gosh, look, I can reach more than one of those from here. But I would need help, so I'll wait, because Jess and Monica ordering dinner while I babble with you guys. But yeah, I've got a commissar and a captain sticking out the top of their cupolas. In that case, once you have the human, sticking out of the cupola. Of course, the most important part of that tank becomes the human, including driving them close to hit him with the sword. So,
Alright, so now
we have decided we have
on the side.
this guy,
I'm doing that on mommy.
which I love. All right, I'm going to do something with the engine, funky. Yeah, coming out of here too. I'll do an engine out of here. Here. Anyway, lots of engine. But I want to use the basic turret, and this one has Durg. Well, here's part of it anyway. I'm using it upside down. There we go. The hard point stowage. So I'll probably use that. Tossing this on top just to cover some stuff up over here. So I think about it, looking around for airplane bits. Feeling like this is more obvious than it should be. This is the gunner from the Orky plane. Here we go. Let's get manual focus on this one. There we go. All right, so we're gonna have engine spouting out of here. Such engine. Let's grab a couple of actually cut a few of these to length because I have an idea of what I'm going to use. Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
I hope we got all of that on video as I sit here and try to murder Jess Rich. Wow.
No.
All right, that was good times. Sorry about that. This time I'm going to hold on to my plastic.
What kind of roll do you want?
A plastic roll.
I clearly rolled a 1 on my cut plastic tube. All right.
I'm glad you have your glasses today.
So
No,
we've
it
got-
went up underneath my glasses.
Yeah,
Is the
got it right in
hilarity.
the
It
face.
bounced off of my watercolor painting and then up underneath my glasses.
So we've got Grot in the back with the tool.
Oh,
We've
for
got-
Pete's sake.
Engine going nuts over here. We've got engine nuts going on the side. We've got everything falling apart. I'm not saying it's Orky, but oh my god, I pushed the red button. But then we'll have this guy up here controlling the cannon, and I can go nuts with the cannon and take all sorts of Orky cannons and Orky cannon them. Cannons all over the place. All right, so we've got.
You have to pick your roll.
Where are we going? Did we have a wreck
We're
yourself?
doing bonsai. Bonsai doesn't have a wreck yourself.
Yes, it does.
Does it?
Yes.
Well, let me find it then.
It's almost wreck yourself. It's in the bonsai maki. All right, so we're gonna have the crazy Orky cannon. We're gonna have this guy doing whatever he's doing in the drill. We're gonna have engine bits. Boop boop. Boop boop.
Okay, so.
That's our main thing over here.
Hold on. I gotta
For this one, we're gonna have at least this grot. Now, I have not looked yet.
You get
Nope.
noodles.
At the comments. Hey, comments. How are they still going? And hey, Jason. Good of you to join us. Thank you very much. All right, so I have not yet looked at the. What do they call this one? Is it Gretchen? Yeah, it is Gretchen. Gretchen and Handler, I suppose.
Out. No.
All right, so let me.
This sneaky out of here. Bye-bye.
Oh my god, these Gretchen are angry and shooting and covered in guns, and I love them. All right, so these clearly go pretty much all over the place. I'll bet this like the old armor cast battle wagon where it held as many orcs as you could put on it, but every time you moved it, every orc that fell off.
That's saying we went
They
overboard.
died. All right. All right. So we got this guy,
Dinner is placed.
and these are arms for this guy, and you'll have a head somewhere.
Yes, I wanted the spicy.
All right. So,
I realized I could just make some myself, but I wanted the miso broth.
faithful friends,
It's ramen and miso broth.
these are our 3 core components for Leman Russ.
Am I getting us more
Starboard
apple
side
juice?
detail, port side detail, main body detail. For the turret, we have this feller, woo, who needs some white putty.
Like a gel I would use.
And yes, I have white
Okay.
putty in several places right next to my desk.
You actually have.
Oh, are we going apple juice?
More
instead
apple
of
juice.
margaritas? Yes, that'd be great. Thank you.
Well, did
I mean,
did
Yes, yeah, that's
Okay.
more apple juice.
Monica would like apple juice.
Sounds great. We really enjoy apple juice direct from Manhattan.
Yeah. Oh no, it's the Big Apple, right?
Oh, that's awful. It's the Big Apple, right? Oh my gosh. Just in case any of you out there did not hear my wife and her wonderful, wonderful, amazing pun. If you don't enjoy puns, you're really glad you're not sheltering with us. Let me just say.
And you're not my student.
Yeah, or her students that she's remote teaching, because yeah, my wife is a middle school math teacher. Still trying to stay in the habit.
I do teach maths.
You do teach maths,
I do. Many maths.
but every time I teach or write maths, my American dictionaries do their best job to correct me.
Pretty
All
much.
right, so we're gonna have this lovely gentleman here with his mini Orky. I'm just gonna make a little stub nubbin right here. Watch this. I've got some oohoo putty. Got some cannons. On the other sides. Oh yes, classic Orky engineering. All right. So we're gonna have this guy in here with his classic Ork engineering and that awesome Orky aiming mechanisms. Don't judge me. Is this some sort of secret? It's a 1 pint Manhattan code? What? Those are not pint glasses. Which is true. In response to Hugh's question, apple juice. Is this some sort of, it's a 1 point Manhattan code? Obviously not. Nikos, and I'm still hoping I'm doing that right. I haven't seen the message to tell me otherwise. So, wait, you all have a place that delivers Manhattan apple juice? That's awesome. Yes, we have this bar in the kitchen that's full of Manhattan apple juice. Yes, definitely. Welcome to Kids Show. All right. So back to the orcs. I'm obviously focused at the moment on this one because I really do like the idea of the pilot and the Orky gunny thing. Obviously the front, it needs to be a bunch of random guns, but not that one that looks like it's gonna fall off. All right. We're gonna have random engine-y bits. I might even have some battle wagon bits around somewhere that I can pull out for this. So I love my battle wagon builds. All right. And then we have this guy. That's the right one. All right. So to you, my fans, friends, customers, just random internet folks hanging out, because you've literally got nothing better to do tonight because it's the end of the world as you know it. And hey, this guy's building a model. Let me zoom in. Kaboom, boom. All right. So here's our body. We've got this guy doing something, and I can always change this tool here. We've got engine coming out here. I'm going to have engine coming out here. On this side, we're going to have the grot coming out. Hey, let me zoom back out. On this side, we're going to have the funky cannon.
Your apple juice, man.
Muchas gracias.
De nada.
Now, these people seem to think it's unlikely that we have a source delivering apple juice directly from Manhattan and seem to think it's some kind of code for actual Manhattans. That is not Uhu, that is plasticine. Where is the rest of my Uhu? My kid took off with my Uhu.
I'm waiting for him to notice.
And left me with a pile of
He's not
plastic.
gonna need it.
Nah.
You had orange rind to my apple juice?
I did.
It's lovely.
No. Out, dog.
Oh, my Poochie can come in.
No, she can.
I like
Oh,
orange
never
rind.
mind.
She's coming over here and sitting on my books.
I like
My
orange
bad,
rind in
my
my
bad.
apple juice.
I don't need dog books.
All right, so for our components,
No.
I was looking for some putty here. Actually, the plasticine might even work. I don't care. Let's see if this works.
Why doesn't Justin care?
.com.
Well, I don't care if it's Uhu, I should say. Hey, it works. All right. So on this side, we have the cool grot hanging out the door. On this side, we've got engine pieces that keep falling through the middle because that's how gravity works. And there's nothing to stop them because the inside of this is hollow like it should be. All right, so we've got engine, number 9. Cool. We've got this fella right here who's doing something in this direction. We've got the engine. On this side, we've got the grot. On this side, we've got the cannon. Kaboom. And Miniature Mayhem is commenting on YouTube to say it's the end of the world and I can't hobby, so I have to hobby by proxy by watching hobby stuff on YouTube.
Well,
Well, we
hello.
get it.
Cheers.
Ooh, yeah, ouch. Ooh, don't.
Stop it.
Yeah, I tried to scratch that itch. That itch is made out of deep
Murder.
tissue second-degree burns. All right, so to my wonderful audience here, I mean, I'm building this piece, obviously, for other people. It's meant to raise some money for charity on raffles. You'll have a chance to get it, do your thing, pick it up, own it, display it, play it. Please play it. I love seeing my charity models actually on tables. But what do you think? Is there another one of these components that really needs a lot more Orky love? I can still do things like take the... Oh, because I have to put a... Yeah, you're laughing because I'm asking them and I'm suddenly like, oh wait, you know what I can do? I see you laughing there.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got rockets that we're going to put on here because why wouldn't we put the
Rockets,
on there? We'll figure out the rockets. So if you're thinking, well, it needs more DACA, don't worry about the DACA. I've got the DACA. But I'm missing my accessory frame? Yes, I am. So I have the accessory frame. Oh, that's right.
I really keep wanting to dip my
Precious.
paintbrush into my apple juice.
Precious accessory frame. And one of the things I'm going to do is take the beautiful lead and replace it with actual wire using the actual plastic pieces. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to wrap it around something. It's going to be fun. I'll use our barbed wire or our razor wire and all the things.
Well, not the Impossibles, or the Incredibles, rather.
But we have the plow here. I hear what you're saying. You guys had wonderful ideas. I mean, sure, nobody said it, but it's still your idea. I'm sure it's your idea. Here we go. What's that you say?
Left hull, front side door needs something, maybe a small rocket launcher.
This right
Says
here?
Hugh.
Ooh, left hull side. So this is the port side you're talking about here with the guy with the garrote. And incidentally, for anybody watching, if you've ever looked for an easy way to remember port and starboard, port and left both have 4 words. Or 4 letters, 4 words. This apple juice is really hydrating.
It's delicious apple juice.
But you're right, we need a plow. That's the other thing you said. So this side needs the rocket launcher. All right, I'm going to do the rocket launcher before I do anything for the plow. I'm sorry. I will stop reaching across you. I'll use the...
Just a heads up.
Yeah, but I'm going to leave the polymer over here because it turns out it works just as well as my Uhu, and I don't have to go looking for it. By just as well, I mean close enough.
I genuinely hope I didn't mess up your apple juice.
No, everything's great. All right, we know we've got this grot back here. We don't know what it's doing yet. We'll have to come up with a story for that grot because I need it to be doing something. Granted, I guess just like that. Oh, let me give you the focus.
Focus?
The focus.
Fix the focus.
They don't have context unless you have Quebecois friends. So here we go. Yeah, it's starting to look like an Orky tank, isn't it? Well, obviously this fella needs to be facing that way. Well, and by obviously, man, I'm going to do it because who knows what the garrots are up to, right?
And then I have a very important question to ask about my painting.
So many bits I can use back there. Oh, Jess has a question about her painting. So, folks, stand by for watercolor question.
All right, so I have my fancy Elizabethan burb. He is FAF.
Do you need to get closer to the camera? Because I'll zoom with you.
Yes. Okay. What color should I paint this awesome burb's collar?
Oh, around the neck there.
Yes.
Oh.
Because I could go with standard cream, but I don't think it would do well.
Could you, using your... I'm going to wait. I have ideas, but my ideas are difficult and esoteric. And
Of course they are. Emerald green as a spot.
So ranging in like that iridescent range of greens, hummingbird greens. So it starts from light green, dark green, blue
little
gold,
green gold. It's not bad. It's an interesting choice. Bold. My only concern is that it would blend into the background a smidge.
So, to give you an idea of what life in the studio has been like for us the last couple of months, Jess has been playing with taking different watercolor mediums and putting them into very tiny syringes and flowing them out on paper.
Mm-hmm.
What about whatever color that is, outlining each of those little wooshies in your
My leaf.
leaf medium and giving it the variegated copper medium so that it was random and...
Oh, snap. Well, that's going to take some time, and that won't happen during this broadcast. But I really like the way you think.
We've been at this for a while. All right, so we're getting back to Hugh here. Hugh has an idea for the port side rockets, or the port side...
Portside ports. Portside ports.
The port side port. The side of the port on the port side. And I'm not looking at the airplane bits because we're not talking about the plow, even though that's what I want to talk about. We're talking about this side and the rockets. And I love that idea because there's also an Imperial rocket on here somewhere. Oh, here's part of it. I'm thinking the rocket belongs up here. Or am I simply overlooking?
Are we trying to
Because
find a
here's
rocket?
the rocket stand. You know the rocket.
Yeah.
It's on here. All right. On to one of the other 10 of these frames I have. And I have more in the garage. No, it's just stubborn. Oh, there's the rocket. Yep, the rocket's off. All right, the rocket belongs right here. All right, so we've got that rocket. We've got
And as a
this
heads
rocket.
up, we have about 15 minutes left before
Dinner's ready.
all of our Japanese food gets here.
All right.
Nom nom nom.
So we have rocket. Let me go through the Orky bits here. Well, we have some serious rockets. And by serious rockets, I mean I think that we should definitely pay attention to
I
these.
gotcha, Hugh. In another life, I was absolutely an actual watercolor medium.
I have no idea what I'm missing, but I look forward to seeing the comments in a minute. All right, so we've got some big Orky rockets that seem to have some widgets that go into them, so I'm going to set them aside so I can make sure I can find the widgets. But in the meantime, we have the Imperial rocket, and we have these wonderful little beasties right here. In this case, I'm actually going to clip.
So Hugh, I'm actually going to take your suggestion of the emerald green, and I'm going to place that on my burp has a super fancy toe ring. So that'll be incredibly green. It'll be a sparkly emerald.
Give you some camera here.
Nah.
Folks are just watching me clip Orky rockets out of here, which are supposed to clip under the wings, but I didn't use that particular version of the plane. So as far as I'm concerned, they're fair game on account of bits. It's all about the bits. All about the bits. No wasting.
No wasting, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard to follow up.
Help us out, folks. We're clearly ready for dinner.
I'm not saying the quarantine is having its effect, but it is. Burrito lasagna. All right, rock on.
Wait, what? Burrito lasagna, stacked burritos. I like it. Oh, I've still got one of the aiming reticules. Look at that. Awesome. I'm going to use the heck out of that. We've got rounds coming out. We've got all the faces for the guys. Another aiming reticule. Good. All right. So, Hugh's suggestion was that since, well, I'm paraphrasing a bit. He suggested I focus on this side, the side with the garrote, because the moment the garrote is just a garrote sticking out the side. Whereas on the top, and this is where my interpretation comes in, on the top we've got the awesome cannon, we've got the pilot, we've got this guy doing what he's doing, we're going to have the engine coming out of the back. On this side, we're going to have whatever the heck I do with an Orky cannon, which ought to be fun. But on this side, we've got Bob the Grot. What's up, Bob? Your door needs a handle on the inside. We'll get to that. It's okay.
Bob's dissatisfied with his lot in life.
You'll get an inside. And I'll be honest, right now, what I'm picturing, because I have all of these. Virtual show of hands. How many of you have watched the Mythbusters episode on the Huacha? Remember the Huacha?
Yep.
So they've got, it was this idea of this Chinese firework arrow weapon where you fill this whole box full of bottle rockets that have arrows on them, and it's on a set of wheels like you'd expect a cannon to be, and they roll it up and then light it, and hundreds of rocket propelled arrows go flying across the field, and everybody thought it was a joke, but it totally worked. So when I look at all of these, what I have in mind here is figuring out how to build our very own Huacha. So I can put rockets all over the side here.
Really gotta stop licking my brushes.
Yes, it's poisonous.
So much cadmium!
Do you want bladder cancer? Because that's how you get bladder cancer also. Please stop. Alright, so I can just take these 6. Oh. And obviously with some glue.
Please stop licking my computer.
Make that careful
Thank
6
you.
pile. But notice, if you will, that I can find the focus. Bob has an open hand there. What's in Bob's hand, you say?
Thanks, Carl.
I don't know. What could be in his hand? We could put a big fuse. I could take some wire. If only I had some wire right here, I could give an example. Woo! So much wire. Stealing the brush. Just for a sec.
I don't know if you guys caught the look I just gave him when he said he was stealing my brush, but I was like, oh my god!
So we could. This is obviously a bit much wire. Take tweezers. Hold it in place so you guys get the idea. But we could give Bob a fuse.
We're getting accused of pro Bob propaganda.
Pro Bob propaganda. So we could give him a torch and lighting all of these rockets off of the side. What do you folks think of that? Whether it's Bob
or Carl,
Richard, or Dick.
Well, Carl is another great.
Betty. Oh, looks like a Karen to me.
Thanks, Karen.
Bye bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Oh, what a quarantine it's been. And you said it just as I was typing. So for those of you on Facebook, Miniature Mayhem said, and you said it just as I was typing. And yeah, I think we're all on the same page at this point. So, yeah, I'm just looking for a sign-off from the crowd here. Is this what we're doing? We're going to have Felicia here lighting a fuse of some sort? Because I swear to God, I'll put a fuse in each of these rockets. It's all the same to me. I am so hopeless when it comes to that kind of detailing that I would love to do it. So we could make this nice huacha on this side with the grot lighting them off. On this side, we've got some kind of crazy cannon that I'm going to make for the orcs. And then, of course, on the body, with your help, we have this crazy cannon I'm going to come up with here on the front, using all of the gun bits I can find. A grot pilot, a grot screwdriver drill guy, and a crazy engine, which I'll use some of my old battle wagon bits and some more plane bits and plenty of plastic card, and we'll make a crazy Orky engine with wires and cables and whatnot. Does this sound like we're on the right plan? So Hugh says, no, Karen blew up when the last Leman
Yeah.
Russ squadron
Yes.
exploded.
I saw
Do
that.
not try to keep up. All right. Well, how much time do we have for dinner?
They are arriving in 8 to 11 minutes.
8 to 11 minutes. All right. So,
So we should probably get to a wrapping point here.
yeah, it's definitely a wrapping point. Hey, Chris Layfield has liked the stream. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, so I will also use this other airplane intake bit back here on the engine. So I'll use that. One of my larger tubey pieces. I've got big tubey pieces. I'll cut a section off and make it work so that it fits up here and be a cool engine-y bit. But that's right. So the other thing I was talking about was the plow. Haha, that lets me look at the other airplane bits. Can't stop me from looking at the airplane bits. I am looking at the airplane bits for me. For those of you wondering whether or not this singing is forced or a natural part of our everyday life, the answer is the latter. And I need to remember that I probably shouldn't do it on camera.
Because there's copyright infringement. It isn't right, it isn't fair. I didn't sing that song right there.
Yeah, we had a friend stay with us for a couple of weeks, and we watched a lot of musicals here. And at the time, went to put on a musical, and they were like, "Oh, I don't like musicals." I'm like, "Okay, that's fair, but why? We'll watch something different." But why? You're a guest, fine, but why? I'm like, well, it's not like anybody just starts singing in the kitchen or some crap about how they're cooking dinner. And we looked at this friend of many years very, very sadly and said, "Oh, friend, this is going to be a long couple of weeks for you." Because we do.
We're not talking about me, right?
All the time. No, it wasn't you. You sing and dance right along with us.
I spontaneously burst into song at any given moment.
Mm-hmm. But all right, we've got plow, we've got airplane bits. So I'm going to make a new sort of plow out of this. See where I'm going?
He's going to make a plow, and I'm going to take a bow. Thank you all.
Waka waka. Well played, friend.
Oh, thank you very much, Hugh.
Oh, well, yeah.
One of these days you should stop by and see me at Adepticon when I am playing the piano and singing, because, well, why not?
That's very different. All right, so I've cut off the little nubbins, and we're going to make a plow something like this. I'll cut accordingly, because obviously you can see where I've got some angling to do here. I've got a little jig that'll help me with that. But for the moment, just as a dry fitting idea, what I'm coming with is we're going to come like this. And what that means for our tank is that we're going to have a plow that comes out from here-ish. All right, we're going to have a plow that comes out from here. Be a little more realistic. And zippity bop. Something like that. So how's that for an Orky plow? Does it need to be tighter? Do I need to reduce the range of it for game purposes? Or keep it nice and open? Because screw you, I'm gonna work. Well, I don't have anybody standing out of this one, but since I'd mentioned it earlier, I'll go ahead and grab a couple of my command tanks from my old armored company as a wrap up here. These are models I did many, many years ago. Does it have to be even? So, Alyssa, you're thinking like, go bonkers like this? My one consideration with having an uneven plow is that someone bidding, because this is for the NOVA Open Charitable Foundation, and I care about how much they raise with the model and, help people around the world. I'm concerned somebody trying to bid on the model would see the uneven gates and say, well, this guy screwed up. So I think it's big or it's small. And on this case, for those of you that are like, well, it should be big because ORK. Now remember, I can still cover this in spikes and razor wire and all sorts of Orky goodness. My question is, would you as a gamer, because I know so many of you are gamers, would you feel feelings about how wide the plow was? Because the plow is traditionally only about that big. And we're talking about quite a range. For that matter, here's a new idea, because I can't help but get new ideas as I play with a project like this. See the shape of the plow at the moment? We might need a mast and some pirate hats. I'm just saying. We've already got this cool whatcha, and we're gonna have some crazy cannon over here. I could make this a what do you call it? A harpoon gun with like 100 harpoons in it, because why not? We could very much go the old rogue trader pirate days. That'd be great. Sharper angle with lots of spikes from Miniature Mayhem on YouTube. Thank you very much. Nakos, an orc player, worried that asymmetrical plow blades might be missing the entire point. Yeah, and that's true. I get it, but even on the official models, you don't get a lot of asymmetric plates. It has to look like it's going to work. It has to look like it's realistic. Asymmetrical will be fine, but keep it matching with the width of the hull. Ooh, I see. So as long as I keep it matching with the width of the hull, if I'm, like that kind of thing. Well, at the moment, I have to admit, I'm rather enamored with my ship idea and turning this into a little pirate orky thing, because I have so many pirate orc bits. Many of them from Cromlech. Thank you, Cromlech, for making good bits. Always happy to, give a shout out to people in my industry. You make stuff. You're awesome. Thank you, Cromlech. You're awesome. Yeah, there we go. Stay close to Justin Crawford has liked the stream. Thank you very much. Planning on cutting the wings down at all wings, these? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. Right now, I feel like I'm going to keep them narrow. I'm going to cover them in spikes. I'm going to try and create some kind of figurehead maybe on the front. Just because it's orc doesn't mean it has to be crummy. Oh, I covered just chair in tanks. But that is Jess coming to check on me, because it is very much time for dinner. So let me catch you up. We've got ideas now for a tight plow at the front.
Ooh, okay. I dig.
With some spikes, maybe. I'm thinking some kind of little figureheady thing. I can figure that out, take an orc model and chisel it up, make a little statue.
Of course.
Some kind of crazy orc gun, but we're going to go ship style. So I have a little mast and a little thing. maybe a harpoon gun on this side. Either way, big bulky cannon. And if I just go with something like, chopped down battle cannon, well, then it needs to be, in my opinion, like a 3-way. So there needs to be 3 of them.
Dream well, Hugh.
Oh, he's off?
2 a.m.
Cheers, man. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, you're a bit ahead of us. So we've got this side. On this side, we've got the Huacha. And yeah, we're going to take a fuse. I had a little fuse around here. Yep, there it is. And give this little fella a fuse. So I'm going to put a fuse into each of the rockets.
Okay.
Glue them in place.
Yep.
Give this fella a fuse that he's lighting.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have a Huacha on this side, which is great. The plow, this guy, it's all good. A mast, we've got a pirate theme.
Yeah.
It's a great
I'll dig it.
kit.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much. I appreciate all of you. Adam is like the stream. Thank you, Adam. But now I told you guys that I promised that I would show you my collection of models that have figures sticking out of the top waiting to hit you with swords. So the first fella, I'm not really embarrassed about because this fella, he's got a flag, so I feel like that's a really good excuse. As a Acadian soldier, like, check me out, I've got a flag! So this is my armored company, the Acadian Fighting Aughts. They were a parade band. And one of the things I love about the new lore is that with the fall of Acadia, the Acadian Fighting Aughts, because they were a parade band, were all retired soldiers. The few that had lived long enough, even by Acadian standards, to be like, you know what? Go ahead. But you're still soldiers, so take your armored company and go on tour, inspire other planets, and like look at Acadian might. So yeah, when the fall of Acadia happened, I was like, hey, today is the day for the Acadian Fighting Aughts. This was an exterminator. It broke. My kid's been playing with these for a long time. But here's my captain. So we had, back in the day, the standard bearer. My captain. And this is my first design for reinforced armor for Leman Russ. I'd actually cast these in resin. I'm sad about the design now. I have a much nicer design that I can't sell. But this one is my commissar, and this one I'm still actually quite proud of as a design.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my paintbrush. So these are from the old metal Sisters of Battle super
Their thing.
organ thingamajigger.
Yeah.
Same here, painted with the Acadian flag. Same here.
Real captain, my captain. Thank you, Lissa.
But in this case, put the can't see it. Las cannon in the center. The Vanquisher cannon here, which was only available at the time from one of the what do you call it? The Baneblade kits.
Yes, Baneblade.
Not a lot otherwise. Part of the feature for all of these kits, for me, is that I had finished each of these tanks in 2 hours or less. Because I had a 8 tank armored company, and I needed it done in a day. Because why not? Oh, what do we have?
Lissa making me laugh.
If you keep the demo cannon on the hull side, add a blast fan on the hull by the mull cannon. So, alright, so we're talking on this one. Hugh has more ideas. Oh, well, Hugh's gone to sleep, so Hugh doesn't count.
Yeah, he was supposed to go to sleep like 10 minutes ago. What are you doing, Hugh?
If you keep the demo cannon on the hull side, add a blast plate on the hull by the cannon muzzle, okay?
Like a 1mm plastic card plate cut to shape.
Oh, so it's sturdy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, keep in mind, Hugh, that if I put one demolisher cannon here, particularly one this small, after I clean up those seams, I'm actually going to put 3.
Don't make me mom you
So
to
it's
sleep.
like 1, 2, 3, just here, just to be ridiculous. And I'm going to make each of them different and goofy. And one of them might have machine guns coming out of it, because why wouldn't I put machine guns coming out of a demolisher cannon? I don't know, it's Orky. I'm going to do, on this side, whatever this cannon is, since we've got particularly such a caricature on this side, I'm going to keep this side fairly tame. Because I don't want to compete with this guy, or that's not true. I'm competing everywhere. So I'm just going to shush and say, yeah, we're competing. Screw these guys. Everything's in competition. Welcome to America. But on this side for the cannon, I still want to be short and ridiculous. Because
You're
I don't
off
want
screen.
to... Oh, I want to be short and ridiculous because I don't want it to compete with the plow. Because at this point we have a good plan for the plow. And taking...
So he was saying, no, keep it credible, allowing for Orky. Demo cannon and a sponson is fine, but give it reinforced side plating to help cope with the blast.
Oh, yeah, okay. And
Ooh,
yeah.
make it a cannon with cannonballs with a grot litter and all. Nice.
Oh, so that would mean 1 cannon. Oh, I can find a grot lighter. Oh, I've got some fantasy grots in the garage.
Yeah, they're in the
bins
garage.
somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and now
Cannon and cannonballs, because I could do a little platform right here with cannonballs. And I have cannonballs because I have my little...
yeah.
1/8-inch acrylic.
Mm-hmm. And I completely agree, Lissa. They don't need armor because they believe it works. So long-time O&G player. Yeah. No, I'm
just so you can be more on camera.
No, I'm just saying I'm a long-time O&G player, and I once fielded a completely goblin army in Fantasy Battle. It was glorious and messy, and sometimes I won.
I'm definitely one of those 40k players that has a tendency to make thematic lists with 0 cares about whether or not I win.
Oh yeah, no. Well, in 40k, I was a paper airplane player.
My favorite army of all time was a guard army that I built as Cadians, and then planned to switch to...
I know, right, Lissa?
Krieg, but never got around to it. But that guard army was mortar units. I decided I was going to create an interdiction force. So it was mortars, as many mortars as I could get across the thing. Like this entire idea that we just roll up and try to disrupt your line, and like, all right, we're playing, what was it at the time, 1650 points, 1750 points,
Yeah.
whatever it was at the time that was average. And I roll up and I'm like, no. Literally every squad that could take mortars took as many mortars as it could take. I begged friends for mortar units just to be fun. And I lost so much, even though I thought it was a fair, like, competitive idea. I'm like, because this is when we still had the little pipe plates. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, every time it's my turn between these 4 tanks. Hey, this is my kid Seamus. What's up? We're live on the interwebs.
What? Were there a bunch of missiles?
I'll tell you in just a second, but let me finish my story. Because where was I with the thing and the stuff and the kid coming in?
You were asking the wrong person because I saw Seamus coming up and I was like, ah. Hey, Seamus.
With models and things and stuff. Well, we got distracted by my kid.
Yeah.
Who's gone now. So I don't even get to explain to him the thing that distracted me. With them.
Pie plates. Every round.
Pie plates, thank you. Every round.
Thank you.
But yeah, I got 4 big pie plates, and it was something like 24 of the little blast markers because I had so many mortars. And my little thought was like, at least some player is gonna let me roll up and be like, holy crap, you're just gonna roll pie plates every round. But it turns out that was not. Hey, Alyssa liked the stream. Well, thank you. I know you've liked it for a long time. But now the clicking is so hard. Trying to follow all the streams is so hard these days. Yeah, Miniature Mayhem on YouTube points out, Mortars, you got your butt handed to you. Yes, but I made an interdiction army with so many mortars. And, yeah, we use this. But alright, so now we're talking a grot with cannonballs.
Got 6 minutes.
6 minutes until dinner.
Yep.
Maybe less.
Yep.
Keep this down where you guys can see it. It's a face only a mother could love.
That's really great for the front of your tank, though.
Oh, that face just by itself. I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a statue piece, as we were talking about.
Yes.
So it's sort of decorative statue up there. I love it. Right now, I'm looking for somebody who can be loading up the cannonballs.
Well, we can snip off his... Well, he could be, or we could actually just have him and snip off the gun and slap a cannon, or slap a ball up there.
Well, I wasn't thinking of ball. I was thinking the torch.
You're thinking the torch. Torchbearer?
Yeah. So if we take this guy right
Well,
here,
yeah, that's easily a
whatever
torch.
that is,
That's readily a
easily
torch.
So we've got a potential torchbearer here.
Mm-hmm.
Potential torchbearer there, because we just changed the knife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, well, heck, even this guy, if we aim him at the fuse, but...
Yeah,
No, I
I
feel like a
like this guy who's
torchbearer.
all like gung-ho. I'm almost thinking he needs to have 2 torches because he's confused.
So whose idea was it for the torches here? Was that Hugh? It can't be Hugh. Hugh went to sleep like 30 minutes ago.
He was supposed to be in bed.
We're not going to credit Hugh because he's asleep. Even if it was his idea. Oh my gosh, so many comments.
Oh, and Lissa, yes, pointy elves. New pointy elves look super cool.
Yes. Alright, I'm scrolling up because I need to know who...
Oh, well, we had the grot loader. That was Lissa, I believe.
Oh, there's a grot loader?
Yeah, we were going to do a grot loader.
Oh, I thought there was one.
No. But Lissa had suggested a grot loader. Yeah.
Alright, so we
I think
have
that was a fantastic idea.
the tank. I mean, obviously I'll have to do some cleanup here.
Food is coming in 1 minute.
1 minute. Alright, folks. Well, now we have a grot who's going to live here. Lighting this cannon, which will probably be 3 cannons, because why the heck wouldn't it be? So thank you again. It's been a lot of fun. We've got a grot cannoneer.
You did lie, Hugh. You did lie.
We've got a grot whatcha-er. We've got a body with a crazy cannon on the top. We've got this guy drilling or whatever he's doing in the back. We've got a plow, which is going to be at a sharp, pointy angle.
Which may or may not be reinforced. Just to make it cooler.
With some spikes and stuff.
We've got a cool head to put on
Maybe
the
a
front as a
cool,
masthead.
Figurehead, because we're going to go pirate theme. And if I
Yep.
have to, I'll put a big orc on the back and the pirate hat, because I have a bunch of my Cromlech pirate bits, because Cromlech makes the best orc bits. That's what I got.
All right.
Thanks, folks. This has been a lot of fun. We'll do this again more regularly.
Yeah.
We're just goofing around.
Yeah.
You've got me, Jess, my wife in the vacuum, apparently. My kid, Seamus. So you've got Monica, Seamus, Jess, and Justin.
Yep.
We're here. We're having a good time. We hope you are too. And yeah, please stay home, stay safe, stay apart. Trust medical experts. Yeah, please.
Hey, Pops.
Thank you very much.
While we were gone,
Okay, thank you very much.